So guys, good old-fashioned pickups video. Now I'm not going to mess about, I'm going to get straight into it. It is going to be a case of probably quality over quantity, but let's just get on to it. And straight away I'm going to go straight into the gaming. So, and this is special, So found this in a charity shop for £5, boxed complete. I'm not going to open it up because it is all in there and I've put it in a protective case now. But yeah, £5. So when I saw this, had to get it. I couldn't leave it behind. It had to be bought. So there's that. Like I always say with PlayStation 1 games, if you see them cheap, grab them. The case is in a sorry state, I've got to say. It's cracked there. It's also cracked on this corner here. And as you can see, the back of it's pretty battered too. However, it does have everything in it. The manual's there, although back of it is missing. The discs are there. They're in very good condition actually, the discs. So when I saw it for £3, I grabbed it. It's going to need a new case, yes, but for £3, you know, it's not bad. Like I said, guys, if you see these floating around, you really should grab them if they're cheap, even when the case is like this, because you could probably find a cheap game, a cheap PlayStation game that's not really needed, like a, I don't know, like a step up dance sort of game or whatever, and just nick the case off of that for this. It's a no-brainer really. So yeah, so I grabbed it, Driver 2. Pretty sure I've already got this, but I've got it again now. So I think the version I've got might be platinum though, so this one's the black one. Anyway, so that's Driver 2. And then I picked up Last of Us on the PS4 because I don't think I've actually got this, and this was only £1. So obviously there's no manual with these, but you know, the disc is there. Let's have a quick look at the disc, because I think I've already checked it, but I generally do. Yeah, nice, clean, lovely disc there. So yeah, for £1, it was worth it. So that came home with me. And this one I had a very good touch on. So let me show you it first. It's a PS Vita 1000. Now this is the OLED version. So it's got a stunning screen on it. It has got some fingerprints on it. Trust me, when I got it, it was very grubby. I cleaned it up. It came up very nice. I got this from a charity shop, £40, which was a bargain, I thought. Reason I think they were selling it for cheap was because it was locked out. Somebody didn't know how to do a factory reset. Now, the good thing about this is that Martin said, oh, if you want, I'll mod it for you. Martin from the Hobby Lodge. So I picked up basically an adapter and an SD card, and he basically modded this so that now I can play all PSP and PlayStation 1 and Vita games on it. So basically with this adapter goes into the games port with an SD card in it. So as a result, I now can play all of them games on it, and I've been having some great fun on this. This is a very good device, a very underrated device. I'll be honest, like I never knew anyone who had one of these back in the day. They had PSPs, but not these. So I never really knew much about these, but I can tell you, since Martin did this for me, I've been playing this a lot, and it's really good. It's a very underrated handheld. Definitely good for emulation, especially when it comes to PS1, PSP, and obviously it already is a Vita. So yeah, a very good device, a real powerhouse. So that was that, and that was from a charity shop, I should add. I did take a bit of a punt on it, because like I say, it was locked out. So, but yeah, £40, it was well worth it in the end. It came good. Right, and then we moved from that into some films. In Between This movie, have this on DVD. So this is an upgrade, and as you can see, this is the triple play. So you do actually get the Blu-ray, the DVD, and the digital version. So, and you can tell as well, because it weighs a bit when there's all of that in here. It's actually make me wonder. Yeah, I thought so. There's a special features disc by the looks of it as well. So there's actually 3 discs in this. So yeah, that's a good buy. That was £1, charity shop. This one, I can't remember what I paid for this, but I got this off Music Magpie. This one was a little bit more expensive. It's a slightly harder film to find on Blu-ray. It's a great film. Anyone who's watched The Last Boy Scout will know what I'm talking about here. It's a good blend of action and also comedy, and it works really well. It's a good film. If you've not watched it, you really should. It's a great film. starring obviously Bruce Willis and Damon Wayans. Might have to do a video about this on my other channel at some point, actually, just doing a review on it. But yeah, that's Last Boy Scout. Definitely worth picking up. Like I said, I'll put the price in it when I edit it, so I'll look it up. I think it was about £8, but Reservoir Dogs, another Music Magpie pickup. I think this one was about £3. I've got it on DVD. I didn't have it on Blu-ray. Now I do. Don't need to tell you about this film, really, do I, guys? It's Quentin Tarantino. It's a good film. Of course, it also has the very controversial ear-cutting scene in it. It's a good film. And then we go on to some 4K releases. Now, Amazon had a sale. Unfortunately, it's not on now, but they did have a sale. And these were actually cheaper than HMV, because HMV have been charging two for £30 for the Star Trek films on 4K. Now, I got these for under that. They were around £14 something. So I picked up Star Trek The Motion Picture Director's Edition. Guys, I know people are going to say, why have you bought that? It's the first film, it's the worst one. Trust me, this version of it does help. It's got a lot of restored footage. It's also had some of the effects, let's just say, brought up to current day slightly. And of course, it's had a 4K restoration. This film is a beautiful film, actually, when you see it in 4K. It really is. I can't underestimate this film. It's very good. Again, you know, this film did suffer with pacing, but with the added scenes and then the 4K restoration, it does actually go some way to making this a better film. So if you've watched it before and thought, oh God, that film, just give it another go in 4K. Trust me, you will not be disappointed. This is a beautiful film. So that's that one. Then we've got The Search for Spock. Now you might be asking yourself, why is it you haven't got Wrath of Khan? That's because I've already got that. So again, same difference. Everybody knows this film. Of course, it's well known for the return of Spock. Looks stunning in 4K. Yeah, there's nothing more to really say other than that. It just looks really good in 4K. Sounds good as well. Then I picked up Star Trek 6. And I'll be honest, the reason why I picked up Star Trek 6 was because I thought I'll leave 5 till one of the worst ones, to one of the last ones, as it's one of the worst ones. And if I'm honest, I wanted to watch Star Trek 6. I hadn't watched it for a while. This has both cuts on it, as you can see. It has the standard feature version and the director's version. Yeah, very good. Looks great in 4K. I have already seen the uncut version before, the director's cut, so I knew what was going to happen. But if you haven't seen the director's cut, it's worth picking this up for that alone, let alone the restoration. It's very good. And then last but not least for the films, Star Trek Generations. Now, a lot of people are going to say, oh yeah, but that's a terrible film as well, Lee. Yeah, it's not great, but it's also not the worst. 5 is definitely the worst. And this looks, again, very good in 4K. And of course, it's got the first appearance of the Next Generation cast in it. So, yeah, again, worth picking up. These films do look so good in 4K. This is the thing. A lot of films I'm happy to own on Blu-ray if they came out back in the day. But for Star Trek, I wanted them on 4K because they are special effects heavy. And so as a result, they would look better because of the 4K restoration. That's not always true, though. I mean, you could look at the Cameron films, like Aliens, but we won't go into that one again. But in most cases, they're heavily in special effects. They do look much better in a 4K restoration. So anyway, that's my reason for getting those. Now, slightly still films, but it is music. Spawn soundtrack. I'll be honest, I had the single of the main tune, Trip Like I Do, which is Crystal Method and the Filter. But I didn't have the album, so I decided I was going to pick it up because it is a good soundtrack. A lot of people can say the film wasn't all that great, but the soundtrack was very good. So, yeah, so I picked that up. I think this was like £2 something. It was a good price. Now, I like my rock music. What a lot of people probably don't know is that I kind of like the early 2000s American punk sort of bands. Some of that stuff was pretty good, you know, like Blink 182, Sum 41, you know, catchy tunes back in the day. And this was going for, I think it was like £4 something. Like, again, like I say, I'll put the prices in the edit. But I grabbed it, again, off Music Magpie, same as the last one. Very good, very good. Catchy tunes, everybody will know these when they hear them. Right, then we move on to a comic. As you know, guys, you've been watching the channel, I've been collecting these. These have been releasing, they're meant to be monthly, they've been coming out every 2 months because they keep getting delayed. That's why DC's going down the Swanee, right? Batman Echoes. This is basically Batman 89 Echoes. It's a continuation of that storyline, and this is number 4 of 6. Someday we might actually get to the last one. As I said many times before, the start of the comic, the very first one in this run, you find out that Michael Keaton's Batman has gone missing, and so the rest of them are trying to find him. So this is a continuation of that story. Like I say, there are 2 more to get. God knows when they'll come out because they do keep getting delayed. But yeah, this is the next one in the series. Right, and then we move on to some graphic novels. Now these ones are pretty special, actually, I've got to add. And I got these for a very good price. They were a couple of quid each. Batman 66. I know for a fact that if Chef or Sega Zombie Scott are watching, they're probably going to really like the look of this one. I like these old style graphic novels. You know, it's done in the same vein as the old TV series. Very good. Looks great. I mean, even when you look inside, and this is in very good condition, I should say. I don't think anybody's read this, I've got to be honest. There's not a mark on it. So Batman 66. This one's a more modern one. I took a punt on it. I don't know if it's any good yet, but Batman and Robin, and I really went with it because of the artwork, because unlike most modern art, this one actually looks quite good. So yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll see what it's like. Normally I'm not a fan of the computer generated look. I like the hand drawn stuff, but it does look quite good inside as well, I've got to be honest. So we'll give it a go. I don't know, am I starting to like fall into the trap of this modern art? I really hope not. Right, and then before we get to the very special ones in this lot, I'll show you this one. This one, there's been so many Darth Vader graphic novels under Marvel, I couldn't remember which ones were the good ones, which ones were the bad ones. But when you see it for a couple of quid, I thought, you know what, I'm going to grab it. So I did. Because there has been a couple of series done under them now. Might even be free, actually. So it might be the good one or it might be the woke one. We'll find out. But yeah, I'll be checking that out. Again, you know, very good condition. Not a mark on it. Right, and then we get to our special ones. Now, these ones, I never realised at the time how much these were worth. And if I'm honest, the only reason they're really worth anything is because you can't get them over here. You have to get them from the States. This is film related. It is a continuation of a story that most of us will already know. There is only 2 parts. And I only found out what this was worth because I wanted to find out how many more volumes there were. And it turns out there's 3. So I've got 1 missing. But anyway, let's stop jabbering on about it and let's show you what it is. Right, so this is Old Man Jack. And I know right now, as I'm showing this, there's several people in the community who are big fans of, obviously, Big Trouble in Little China. They're probably going to be going mad at the screen right now. Now, like I said, I paid a couple of quid for these. These, including postage from the States, you're looking at about 30 quid each volume. And I've got 2 of them. So, and it's purely because you just can't get them over here. But I haven't read them yet. I have quickly skimmed through to have a look at the artwork, and it does look glorious. Like, it really does. So yeah, that's volume 1. And then, of course, you've got volume 1, and you see volume 2. We're going to grab that as well. And, of course, we all know this character, don't we? So, again, I do love the artwork, and it's just the fact that it is Big Trouble in Little China. I mean, look at that. That's really superb, isn't it? And that side there with the purple looks really good. Just sets it off, just jumps off the page. It's really nice. And again, this one, again, like the other one, is a price one. Of course, this does leave me a dilemma because now I've got to get volume 3, and that one is going to cost me probably over 30 quid because I've got to get it from the States, and I'll have to obviously pay some sort of import tax or whatever when it comes in. So there's going to be that as well. But I can't grumble too much. I got the first 2 for like a few quid each. So I had a very good result with that. Yeah, so like I say, I didn't realise it at the time. It was only when I actually looked at it to see if there was any more volumes that I didn't realise how much these were actually worth. So same as the shop, probably because they're that obscure over here, no one had an idea of a price, so they just slapped a price on it, and you know, we were all pretty ignorant to it, obviously. So yeah, so there's that. And then one last thing, and I'm only going to give you a quick glimpse of this because I'm going to show this on my collectibles channel, but I bought this bag of figures. You can see that they are £15, but I'm not going to show you what they are. You want to see what they are, you have to go over on my NG Collectables channel. They are retro, they are vintage, they are 80s/90s. We'll have a look at them over there. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and until next time, take care, stay safe. Nerdy Geezer out.